Okay, so we are in Book 1, Canto 3.
I'll start, Narad, sir.
Okay.
A low muttering rose from the subconscious caves, the stammer of the primal ignorance, answer to that inarticulate questioning. They stooped with lightning neck and thunder's wings, a radiant hymn to the inexpressible and the anthem of the superconscient light.
I almost had it. The thing was you missed the semicolon after ignorance.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have to read it a little bit differently. We read it as a low muttering that rose from the subconscious caves, and that was the stammer of the primal ignorance. So it's almost a colon there, it's a semicolon, and then we have what answered that stammer of the primal ignorance. And the thing that answered that was this radiant hymn to the inexpressible and the anthem of the superconscious light. Could you try it again?
Okay. A low muttering rose from the subconscious caves, the stammer of the primal ignorance. Answer to that inarticulate questioning. There stooped, with lightning neck and thunder's wing, a radiant hymn of the inexpressible, the radiant hymn to the inexpressible, and the anthem of the superconscient light.
Yeah. So we have a couple of words here. Stammer, of course, is very interesting because the primal ignorance, primal is primeval here, primeval.
Okay, primal is primal.
Original, the original ignorance. And it doesn't speak clearly, but it stammers. And that's, it repeat. You've heard stammer, people stammer.
Yes.
Stammer. Yeah. So now we see that there is an answer to that inarticulate questioning. Inarticulate, of course, is something that's not
clear. Yeah.
Not emitted with expressive or even intelligible modulations. And so now we have two words here, a hymn to the inexpressible. A hymn is not a song. It's not a chorus. It's a very particular song of praise. When we sing a hymn, it's always a song of praise, or a song of thanksgiving to a deity.
Okay.
And the inexpressible, capital I, means incapable of being described or uttered.
Right.
And the anthem. Now, the anthem also is a type of song, but it's usually about devotion or patriotism or gladness. So there's a difference in a hymn and an anthem. An anthem is usually much louder. Is a great song of praise, and when it's patriotism, you've heard the different anthems of the countries.
Countries, yeah.
The national anthem of America, of India. So we can see the difference here of a hymn from an anthem. And now we continue.
Sure. All was revealed, there none can hear express.
No, all was revealed there, none can hear express.
All was revealed there, none can here express. Vision and dream were fables spoken by truth, or symbols more veridical than fact, or were truths enforced by supernatural seals.
So we have only one word that's important here:
Mhm.
veridical, truthful, real,
Veridical is truthful.
genuine, genuine, yes. So we see that when things are revealed there, they
Mm,
cannot even be expressed here on earth. Because
mm.
vision and dream were fables spoken by truth, or they were symbols. So they're fables or they're symbols, more veridical than fact. Or, see, Sri Aurobindo gives us two or three different possibilities. They might have been fables, or they might have been symbols, or they were truths enforced by supernatural seals.
So that means, Narad sir, the vision and dreams that we experience here on earth, is that what is being expressed, how it appears there?
No, it's sort of just the opposite. It's there that these anthems of the superconscious light, these radiant hymns, occur,
Mm.
and these visions and dreams. But
Oh, okay.
you see, they're more veridical, they're more truthful than fact,
Mm.
and they are revealed there that here we're not able to express them. Not as
Oh,
yet, anyway. Not as
okay.
yet. So now we're going to see what happens to Ashrabat.
Okay. Immortal eyes approached and looked in his, and beings of many kingdoms neared and spoke. The ever-living, whom we named as dead, would leave their glory beyond death and birth to utter the wisdom which exceeds all phrase. The kings of evil and the kings of good, appellants at the reason's judgment seat, proclaim the gospel of their opposites, and all believed themselves spokesmen of God. The gods of light and the titans of the dark battled for his soul as for a costly prize.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of mistakes here, so we have to take a little time.
Mhm.
So we see now that these immortal eyes are looking into the eyes of Ashwapati.
Mm.
They approached and they looked in his. Not only these eyes approached, but beings of many kingdoms neared and actually spoke to him. Then we have to see that the ever living, whom we name as dead. This is interesting, and I can share an experience
Mhm.
that in my second darshan of Sri Aurobindo, in the subtle physical plane. He was walking towards me and speaking with two people. One was Nalini, and he was alive. And I believe one was Purani, who had passed away. Yet Sri Aurobindo was speaking to both of them just before he came up to me. And the lesson from this is that we don't really die. And that is the great lesson that I learned from this experience. We only change our dress, and as we go to our place of rest, we prepare for our next birth.
Mm.
So he
So he
calls.
was coming to you, Narad sir,
Hmm?
and uh, Sri Aurobindo, when he was approaching you, he was talking to Purani, who was no more.
Right, and Nolini, who was still alive, yes.
Wow.
And they were on either side of him, and he was talking to both of them. So here he says that these beings of many kingdoms and these immortal eyes are of the ever living. The ever living, we name them as dead, but they're
The
not
soul
dead.
is never dead. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
ever living. And they could leave their glory beyond death and birth. They're the kings of evil and the kings of good. And they are both kings. We have known them here as gods or demons. So we would say the kings of good are gods and the kings of evil are demons.
Yep.
And then the word is appellants.
Appellants. Okay.
Appellants, yes. Now,
Appellants.
an appellant is someone who appeals to a higher tribunal. He entreats. He actually almost begs, but not quite. And these appellants are at the reason's judgment seat. Very interesting. And they are proclaiming the gospel of their opposites. Now, the gospel is a doctrine of prime importance. It can be the Gita, it can be the Bible. So they proclaim this gospel of their opposites, because obviously they are kings of good and kings of evil. But they're appearing as those who appeal at the judgment seat of the reason, and they believe themselves spokesmen of God. Now he's going to use different words to explain them also. He's going to tell us they are the gods of light and titans of the dark. And I believe we have read Titan before, have we not?
Yeah, I think that was a long time back. Do you want me to read again?
Yeah, we could do that because that's a very important thing. They
Okay.
they are vital giants and demons, so let's go through it.
Okay. Okay. Titans, Sri Aurobindo. The Titan's instincts call for a visible, tangible mastery and a sensational domination. How shall he feel sure of his empire unless he can feel something writhing helpless under his heel?
Writhing.
Writhing, okay.
Writhing. It's twisted under the heel of these titans.
Okay, writhing. How shall he feel sure of his empire unless he can feel something writhing, helpless under his heel? If in agony, so much the better. What is exploitation to him unless it diminishes the exploited? To be able to foresee, exact, slay, overtly, irresistibly, it is this that fills him with the sense of glory and dominion. For he is the son of division and the strong flowering of the ego. To feel the comparative limitation of others is necessary for him that he may imagine himself immeasurable, for he is not the real, self existent sense of infinity which no outward circumstance can abrogate. Contrast, division, negation of the wills and lives of others are essential to his self development and self assertion. The Titan would unify by devouring, not by harmonizing. He must conquer and trample what is not himself, either out of existence or into subservience, so that his own image may stand out, stamped upon all things and dominating all his environments. Essays in Philosophy and Yoga.
Yes, so basically, we see that the Titan is pretty much the being that Nietzsche speaks about when he speaks of the Superman. It,
Yeah.
it's it's a Superman. He is a Superman in a way, but he's a Titan. He's a vital demigod or a mental demigod. He's a
Mhm.
giant, and basically he wants to impose his personality on everyone else. In other words, crush them under his heel. And this is
Mm.
what the Nazis did. They did it to so many. So we have to understand that um, this Titan, gods
Mhm.
of light and titans of the dark,
Mm.
battled for his soul as for a costly prize. So when the great beings come to earth, the avatars, the vibhutis, they are always going to be challenged by the lower forces. Sri
Oh,
Aurobindo tells us the story of his broken leg. Why was his leg broken? Well, he was concentrating on protecting mother
oh,
and forgot himself for a moment, and this being came in and broke his leg.
oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very, very important that we know this. Um,
So where
we,
there is day, there is night. So the good and the evil exist at the same time.
and I'll give you 8 lines from William Butler Yeats, and
Mhm.
we'll speak of this also. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. We see that in the world today.
Right.
These people who are so full of passionate intensity, they are the worst because they want to control humanity under
Mm.
their heel. So we've
True.
read quite a very important section here.
Yes.
Um, Maybe you can just read the passage again from the beginning.
Oh, sure. A low muttering rose from the subconscious caves, the stammer of the primal ignorance. Answer to that inarticulate questioning, there stooped with lightning neck and thunder's wings, a radiant hymn to the inexpressible, and the anthem of the superconscient light. All was revealed there, none can here express. Vision and dream were fables spoken by truth, or symbols more veridical than fact, or were truths enforced by supernatural seals. The mortal eyes approached and looked in his, and beings of many kingdoms neared and spoke. The ever-living whom we name as dead could leave their glory beyond death and birth, to utter the wisdom which exceeds all phrase. The kings of evil and the kings of God, of good, Appellants at the reason's judgment seat proclaimed the gospel of their opposites, and all believed themselves spokesmen of God, the gods of light and the titans of the dark battled for his soul as for a costly prize.
We got two points here. The
Mhm.
word evil is pronounced evil, evil,
Evil,
evil. Yes,
evil.
right. And the other thing is truth, true. Think of the word true, and then
True,
try to put a th on the end of it. Truth.
true, true,
That's better, much better.
true. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Good to see you again. Namaste.
Thank you, Narad sir. Namaste. Thank you so much.